And good morning. Welcome to the finally Friday edition of the Tom Barfield Show. Day 10, if you're scoring at home with us. And by golly, if you're not, you should be. We welcome you into the program. We are presented by Toe King. And I want to say thanks to all of the folks who have joined in with us. Lake Waco Golf Club, Morrison's Gifts, Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers, Waco Body Mend, Jasper's Barbecue, Benchmark Construction, and JK Roofing. And your business could be a part of this program too if you'd like. You can contact us here at Rogue Media. Welcome into the program. I'm Tom Barfield. He's Lark Smith. We're glad you're with us. Today we got a lot of baseball to get to. We're going to talk about the Rangers with Jeff Wilson, who covers the Rangers. And I don't know where Jeff is this morning. He may be in Surprise. I know the last time I talked to him, he was in Surprise. So he's going to join us, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Rangers. We're also going to talk to James Leverton. Lev is the head baseball coach at McLennan Community College, and they swept a doubleheader from Ranger on Wednesday, I believe, and they've got Ranger again this weekend to conclude that 4-game series. I like how they're doing that. 2 at your place, 2 at my place. And get a 4-game set in. So we'll get to Lev and talk to him about that. We got all this baseball to talk to, but I want to start with basketball, Lark. You asked me, what was the question you asked me before we went on the air today?
I asked you about the Big 12 postseason basketball tournament in Kansas. What your thoughts are about the flooring of the basketball court there. What do you think of disco ball?
And I said, you know what? There's certain things I just can't do, and I just can't do that floor. It doesn't do a thing for me. It just doesn't do. I think, maybe aesthetically, it's got a couple of cool things that it does, but I don't like it. And I get it. Brett Yormark, the commissioner of the Big 12, listen, he is a marketing genius.
Absolutely.
Make no mistake about it. He's a marketing genius. He's got teams in this conference that cover every time zone. He's just done a marvelous job. But you mentioned that players are slipping, and I read just this morning where one of the players, I can't remember, was at Iowa State that was having migraines.
Right.
From the lights,
from the lights coming up from underneath his feet. well, you remember in the old days there was a place in town called Magic Music that had a lighted dance floor.
Never been there, but I remember.
And there was some folks that would get dizzy from all those lights flashing up underneath their feet while they were dancing around. So I can imagine dribbling a basketball and all these flashing lights going on underneath me.
Well, you said you noticed in the tournament that some of the players were slipping on that glass floor. It's a glass floor.
Yeah, it's got to be a different traction than there is with the hardwood.
Get out like a big jug of Windex? I mean, what do you do there?
I don't know, but they have supposedly a special cleaner to be able to clean the floor. Special.
Is it blue like Windex?
I don't know, but that's supposedly special squeegees or whatever that to wipe up sweat and things of that nature. It's supposed to be some kind of special deal. I mean, it looks great on TV, but as far as function for the basketball players, I think they've just made a decision that it's not all that great.
Well, let me just say this. If you like it, I hope you DVR'd some of the games because it's gone. Gone, gone for the semifinals today.
Yeah.
Their semifinals are today. What is it? Arizona and Iowa State, I think, and Houston and Kansas are the 2 semifinal games that are being played in Kansas City. And after consultation, I like how they do that.
Yeah, with all the coaches.
Yeah, after consultation with the coaches, and it really is 2 pretty cool semifinal matchups. This is, I mean, the Big 12 is so stinking good at basketball.
Absolutely.
That they have elected to go back to a traditional hardwood floor in Kansas City, Missouri.
Well, how do you make that happen all of a sudden? You got this sectioned disco ball thing going on, and then all of a sudden you're going to bring in a brand new floor overnight?
Yeah,
they can do
exactly
that.
What they're going to do.
Wow,
it's just like they do at AT&T Stadium. I don't know if you've ever been down in the bottom of AT&T Stadium, but you walk through some of the down in the bottom of you look to your left, and there's like 7 or 8 different football fields rolled up like carpet. I'm not kidding.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So, and then there's Arizona. They have to do that because that's natural grass.
Right. They roll it out of the building to get some water if there's any water in Phoenix
and
whatsoever.
Air and oxygen and that kind of stuff. So, look, They're going to do it. They're going to get the hardwood. They're going to get that floor up. They're going to get a hardwood floor down. It's going to have, you watch, it's going to have the Phillips 66 logo on it. It's going to have the Big 12 markings. It's going to have all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And they're going to go play basketball. And I'm sure that they're going to give them some extended time to practice, because now you're leaving that glass floor and going back to a wood floor. So again, I think he's a marketing genius.
Yeah.
He being Brett Yormark, the commissioner. But I think they missed here. And you know what? You don't know until you know.
Yeah.
And so they tried it. Now, I know some teams liked it. I think the Baylor women had an opportunity to practice on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was stored in Florida, or maybe even constructed in Florida. I don't know. I need to talk to Derek Smith about that. But when they were there to play UCF, I think they got an opportunity to go practice on it, or go through some drills on it. And I think, that they liked it. But something has happened over the course of this tournament.
Well, there was a couple of injuries during the tournament itself that can be basically
attributed to
the floor, because of slipping.
Yeah,
and just not getting the same type of traction they normally get on the hardwood floor inside their gym. So, after, like they said, after consultation with the coaches, they decided to go back to the hardwood floor. And I understand. I have been preaching for years that television has injected itself too much into sports. I mean, we've got pitch clocks and all that kind of stuff in baseball now. We've got, instead of 2-minute breaks for at football, we got 3-minute breaks. Just television has interjected itself far too much into sports from my side of
but
thinking.
That's not television injecting itself. That was
sure it is.
That was the commissioner.
I understand,
but we're going to market this still a little bit. Look at the pub that it got from all over the country going, hey,
I agree.
These dudes are playing with a glass floor.
But why was it done? But so it could be seen on television that way.
Well, that's a good point. All right. It is a Friday edition of the program, and we are going to talk some baseball. We're going to talk with Jeff Wilson from DLLS. We'll get to that in just a couple of minutes. We'll also get to James Leverton, the skipper of the McLennan Highlanders junior college baseball team. That's coming up next. We are presented by Toking, where, look, a record. No one, but you better have their number handy. 254-666-5484. They offer 24-hour service, roadside assistance. They can take care of you when you need the help. Gary Hoffman and his team waiting to hear from you when you need them. So give them a call when you need some assistance, and they'll take care of you, whether it's a small Subaru or it's a large 18-wheeler. They've got you covered at Toking. Toking of Waco, our presenting sponsor, and we are right back to talk some baseball. We'll do that next on the Tom Barfield Show.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycat mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
Bumblebee Blinds of Waco and Temple is your one-stop shop for custom window treatment, transforming your vision into reality. Choose from a selection of shades, blinds, shutters, and curtains. Bumblebee Blinds stands behind our service and products, ensuring peace of mind with our trusted warranty. Call Bumblebee Blinds today to schedule your design consultation. Bumblebee Blinds, simplifying window treatments one covering at a time. BumblebeeBlinds.com.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Toking is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Toking offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Toking of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Toking the next time you need help. Check him out on Facebook. And remember, slow down or move over. You're back with us as we roll through a fun Friday. We are brought to you in part by Waco Body Men. They're in downtown Waco, and man, they're there to help you take control of your health with advanced wellness and longevity solutions designed to help your body perform, recover, and thrive. Let's talk a little baseball. Let's do it as we welcome in Jeff Wilson from DLLS. Jeff, good morning, man. We appreciate your time.
Hey, good to see you, Tom. I want to talk about the floor, though, because I was watching the TCU-Kansas game last night. It's a 5-point game.
Yeah.
And there's TCU turned it over twice in the second half with about, 3 to 5 minutes to go. And they were big possessions. It was a 5-point game, and it was because of the floor. And Fran Fraschilla, who trumpets the Big 12 horn louder than anybody, was like, all right, that was the floor. That was the floor. So I don't know. I like Brett a lot, but
well, and again,
common sense needed to prevail on this one.
Yeah, we were talking about it. I mean, he's done a brilliant job since
Sure.
This was a miss. It was just simply a miss.
Yeah. Well, they're getting it right now, but
Yeah.
for the teams that were on the bubble or anything like that, it's a little too late. So
Indeed.
Anyway, we'll see.
All right. Hey, before we dive into the Rangers, talk to me about DLLS. When we were doing radio, and Jeff was always kind enough to be with us when we were doing our radio thing across town, and it was a different organization. But I'm just looking at the website, Jeff. This is a great piece for people who love Metroplex sports.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal, and we cover the four main teams. We're going to get into colleges hopefully soon. Yeah, and we're legit. We travel, we do all this stuff. We have daily podcasts, not unlike this one. We do our own ad reads, and we'll record some as well. So I was watching the last commercial break, and I felt right at home because it's pretty familiar with what I'm going to be doing a few hours later. But yeah, it's full coverage, and it's people you've heard of. It's not guys you pull in off the street. Clarence Hill, who's done the Cowboys forever, myself, and some real experience on the Stars beat and Mavs beat too.
How long have you been covering the Rangers?
This will be my 19th season. I started in 08, and yeah, so I know Surprise, Arizona, like I lived there, and this is my fourth manager, I guess, Skip Schumacher. So they've all been a little bit different, still trying to feel Skip out, but he's a good guy, and he's intense, man. He is he's into it.
I'm going to get to that in just a minute because that was kind of on my list this morning. But just kind of to do some more with DLLS, are there different levels, or is there some paid windows? There's a what we call a diehard membership, which gets you behind the paywall, and most of our stuff is actually behind the paywall, and you can it's like I don't know, there's like a spring training intro offer right now that's $36 for the year, so it's affordable, and we actually cover the Stars better than the Dallas newspaper, and then the Fort Worth newspaper. It's not dead, but it's on life support, and they don't even cover the Rangers anymore. It's in Tarrant County, so if you need an outlet and you're tired of the Dallas paper and giving up on the Fort Worth paper, DLS is gonna answer all your questions. Well, and I would tell you, for folks in the Waco Central Texas area, getting detailed information is very difficult when it comes to the Texas Rangers. So very cool.
Good.
DLLS is where you can find it. Okay. Let's dive into it. Talk to me about, first of all, you can't miss when you call him Skip. That's the first thing I think about. So, what again? Your impressions on, and how different is camp with him running the program as opposed to Boch?
Yeah, well, he's more hands-on. I mean, he just turned 46. He's not that far removed from the game. His son is a really good baseball player who's committed to TCU. And so I'm sure that when Skip wasn't managing the Marlins, or even when he was, he's hitting ground balls and throwing BP. So Skip gets in there now, hitting ground balls. I think I saw him throw BP once. I might be imagining that, but he's dialed in and he's on the move. You can never get him to stand still. And some of that maybe is that he's trying to learn these guys. He doesn't have a great familiarity with them, but he's got his bases covered. We talk to him in the morning briefings before he goes out and talks about all the possibilities, what he's seen, and not a lot of hyperbole. Boach was more of I guess a CEO at this point. He's maybe unable to to swing a bat and do fungos and stuff like that, but he did command respect. That was the thing when he got hired. The players were just and I guess that's not an intentional shot at Chris Woodward, but Chris Woodward had never managed before. And all of a sudden Bruce Bochy, who's won 3 World Series, is your manager. It's going to be different. Skip was around the club a little bit last year as a special assistant, so there's some familiarity there. But I think that it's kind of a looser camp, but guys are staying on their toes, and the manager's keeping them on their toes.
Jeff, talk to me about the construction of the roster. I look at some of it and I go, well, maybe it's youth movement. Then you look at the starting rotation, you go, well, maybe it's not. Then you look at shortstop and right field, and it's not a youth movement. But then third base, how do you see the way this roster is constructed?
Well, last year the Rangers had I think they were the oldest roster in baseball, and there was a talk about getting younger. Which I think they're going to accomplish through some of their starting pitchers, like, Leiter was there last year, but Jacob Latz is younger. Mackenzie Gore is younger. He's about to turn 27, I think, or just turned 27. So, they kind of offset the 38-year-old DeGrom and 35-year-old Eovaldi, but, pitching is the backbone to this team. It's crazy to say that after all these years of offense, but when you can line up DeGrom and Eovaldi, or Eovaldi DeGrom, that's how I think it'll be to start the season, Eovaldi and DeGrom. And then back them up with Gore, who's an all-star last year, Leiter, who Team USA wanted, and then let's say Jacob Latz, who was a pretty solid pitcher last year. That's going to win you some ball games and keep you in some games. Seager has been he's got 10 years in the league, but he's 31. They need to keep Josh Young healthy. He's 27, let's say. Same thing right around there with Josh Smith. Jake Berger's not very old. So there is a little bit of youth. You're going to see Evan Carter, I think, play a lot more. He's actually younger than Wyatt Langford. Excuse my dogs. Come on, guys. And but I think eventually this becomes like Wyatt Langford becomes the face of the franchise. And if Kumar Rocker ever gets into the rotation, there's another young guy. So it's kind of it's more of a mix of veterans and younger players this year than last year.
Where are we on the rotation? Are all 5 positions, all 5 spots in the rotation set in your mind?
They are in my mind. Latz and Rocker are still competing for a spot. And if you just kind of look at the numbers, Latz has the edge. If you kind of look at the way the pitching has been set up for the spring, I think they set it up for it to be Latz's job to lose. Because Rocker is piggybacking DeGrom right now. Latz is starting games. And so I just think reading the tea leaves and also just common sense that it's going to be Latz, which means that I think Rocker would go to AAA. I think there might be a little talk about him early in the year being in the bullpen, just because starters won't be going deeper into games, and you might need 2 or 3 innings of relief a couple times a series. And so, give him some experience and see how his new stuff's playing out. But I think the opening series will be Eovaldi, DeGrom, Gore, then Leiter, Latz, Eovaldi, which means that DeGrom would start the home opener against the Reds. What is that, April 4th? Maybe the 3rd, somewhere in there.
Yeah. You mentioned the pen and Rocker. How do you see the pen right now? Are you comfortable with what pieces they have in the pen right now?
Not really. I think from the 5th, let's say the fifth inning to the 8th inning, they're fine. It's the 9th inning, and I had somebody say to me the other day, our problems would be a lot. We would have far fewer problems if we had a closer. It's like, well, there were a lot of them available this offseason. It's the Rangers don't believe in allocating money to high price relievers, which doesn't make a lot of sense. They have candidates, like Cole Winn, I think could be a closer, and Mark Church, and Emiliano Teodo, who had a bad year last year, injury wise, so he's behind. But they're all young, and so they're going to go with Robert Garcia. Chris Martin, who spent a year at McLennan, a year or two, and so they're okay pitchers. They're good setup guys. I just we kind of saw it in the ninth inning with Garcia last year. It didn't work all the time. It probably worked about half the time, and that's not good enough. Martin throws a ton of strikes, but we're not sure he's going to be able to pitch on back-to-back days. So that's kind of a requirement of closers, is be able to pitch on back-to-back days. So I think by June it's going to look all different. I think that if Cole Winn, for instance, has a great first 2 months, that they're going to start giving him more leverage situations. There's always the trade deadline, but going into this thing, the question, I think more so than even the offense, is a closer.
What about the Baylor kid, Cody Bradford?
He is he's throwing bullpen sessions. I think live batting practice. He should be throwing in games early April, so we're only a couple weeks away from that. He thinks he'll be back by, let's say, the first half of May. And if that's the case, then the rotation or the bullpen is going to shuffle. I think the Rangers love this guy. He's so prepared. He doesn't have overpowering stuff, but he knows how to pitch. You wonder, guys who have these elbow procedures, they always come back throwing harder. Maybe he is going to throw a little harder. Maybe he's going to hit 92, 93 occasionally. That would be nice. But as well prepared as this guy is, he just figures out a way to get outs and how to miss the barrel, and that's the key. Look at Greg Maddux, who at the end of his career was throwing 86 and still getting outs and being really, really good pitcher. So I look forward to Cody coming back. He's such a good kid. He just became a father in December. His head's in the right place, his heart's in the right place, and he can pitch. So he's definitely going to get a look this season.
We talk about it all the time. There's guys that can throw, then there's guys that can pitch, and it's not always about velo, is it, Jeff?
No, and I think you can kind of look at the bullpen last year, and they didn't have anybody that just came in and dominated, but they had guys that threw a ton of strikes, so they didn't hurt themselves. So what do you want? Do you want the power guy that's going to walk a guy or two, a batter or two an inning or an appearance, and constantly be working out of trouble, and maybe it's a 2-run double, he leaves over in the middle of the plate? Or do you want a guy that's going to throw strikes and have the ball put in play with what was the league's best defense last year? And I think that's kind of the way the Rangers are trending. They value strikes right now, at least, over power. Now, if they get the guy that can do both, then great. But if you don't hurt yourself, you're going to be in pretty good shape. Those home runs are going to be solo homers instead of 3-run homers. And if you have a 2-run lead and you give up a solo homer, okay, you're still in the lead. But throwing strikes is huge, and that's Mike Maddux, who is now with the Angels after they failed to reach an agreement with him for whatever reason. A definite miss for their offseason. But Jordan Teagues is cut from the same cloth. He believes in throwing strikes first, best pitch in baseball, strike one, that kind of thing. And you see Skeens and you see Skubal, who are absolutely dominant and throw at 100 or upper 90s all the time. But then you'll see guys sneak in there and who you're like, man, why aren't we hitting this guy? It's because he's throwing strikes and changing speeds, and you just can't put the barrel on it.
Talking with Jeff Wilson from DLLS Sports. And Jeff, is there a place for Josh Sborz on this club or even in this organization?
Well, I think everybody hopes so. He pitched yesterday and gave up 2 runs. It was the first runs he'd allowed of the spring. Now he is facing as these games get longer, or as spring training gets longer, good hitters play longer, and so the first reliever in the 6th inning is going to still be facing regulars for the first time, as opposed to fill-ins from minor league camp. He gave up 2 runs yesterday against a better class of hitter. He hit 95, which is a good sign for him, and I think he has a chance at the roster for sure. With that velocity and the breaking stuff it plays, the question is how quickly can he rebound? Can he pitch the next day? And if he can't, then he may start the season in the minors. It's a minor league deal, with the, kind of telling him, hey, as soon as you're bouncing back, we're going to get you up here. He's through the most famous pitch in Rangers history. And so there is that part, I think, tugging at the Rangers, and especially their fans and even me. And he's just a good guy on top of all of it. But I think right now you're hoping, you're seeing good signs. He has to be able to do it multiple times a week. He has to be able to do it on back-to-back days. And I think that's kind of the last hurdle he has to clear that he hasn't cleared yet.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but while he was working through these injuries, wasn't velo really kind of an issue? He could still spin it, but wasn't like velo just really one of the issues that kind of set him back?
Yeah, and he, it's hard to really put this into perspective, because we were told, and then the public was told, oh, he's having shoulder surgery, he'll be back in July. That was, as it turns out, the optimistic forecast by one doctor. Another doctor said, you're probably not going to be fully back until the next season. So he tried his tail off to make it back, but it was 92. It was, and then the next day he said he could barely lift his arm above his shoulder. So that was a huge issue. And then at some point they realized, all right, we got to shut this down. But if he can get it up to 95, 96, at his best he's 98, 96, and you command it, and then you have the really good curveball or slider, that's all you need. If you're a reliever, you need those 2 pitches to get through an inning, and Josh can do it. But it's a matter of getting there and kind of breaking this last barrier, the recovery, and maybe he's dealing with a little dead arm at this point. I don't know, but 95 is encouraging when you're looking at his velocity.
What is Andrew McCutchen's role going to be on this club? Is that defined yet?
I mean, there's a theory, a working theory, is he's going to be Jock Peterson's platoon partner, and then he's going to play the outfield on days when they don't want Evan Carter to face a left-hander, or even Brandon Nimmo to face a left-hander, for that matter. So that's the outline we've been given. But I think a lot of it'll depend on how Jock Peterson performs. He's having a crappy spring, and there's no other way to say it. He's batting 167, 4 for 24. All 4 hits are singles. Now, last spring, he had 5 homers and 3 doubles, and then he came out and was awful. So, that kind of gives you perspective. You can't put a lot into spring stats, but it just doesn't look a lot different than it did. Now, he looks different, which is encouraging. He was out of shape last year. There's no question about it. But I don't know that how much runway he's going to get. They're paying him a ton of money, so that's part of it. But how much how much can you rely on this guy if he comes out and he's hitting 181 again? It's a real issue here. And McCutchen, who for the last 2 years has basically been a DH. 33 home runs the last 2 seasons with the Pirates. Last year he only hit 230 something, but he was good against left-handers, and more specifically, he was good against left-handed starters. And so I think that's why he's here. He's in great shape. He might be the nicest guy, him or Brandon Nimmo might be the 2 nicest guys I've ever met. David Murphy's right up there, the old Baylor guy. But it's
Some Murphy. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but it's an interesting situation to have a guy who's won an MVP, and granted, it was 13 years ago, but a guy who's as accomplished as McCutchen and who works like McCutchen and who can still hit the ball out of the ballpark. I've seen his BPs; they're pretty good. I think he has a chance to have an expanding role if Peterson stinks.
I just kind of had a thought, he's what a great addition to the clubhouse.
Oh yeah, yeah. Him and he and Nimmo are just fantastic guys. You've never heard anybody say anything bad about them. That tells you something because they've been around a long time. McCutchen's looking to play his 18th season here, and he was drafted, I think, in 2005. I mean, that's a long time ago. And but he just was an open book to us. Has been an open book to us. Same thing with Nimmo. But yeah, it's not just the way that you can be a nice guy. Anybody can be a nice guy, but they also perform. And then you just see the way they work. They just work hard. Already established guys, and they're out there. Nimmo sprints to first base on a walk. And just things like that. That you kind of look around and you're like, I can do that. Or if he feels like crap and he's still doing that, well, I don't feel good, but I can still get out there too. So there is a clubhouse shift. That was something Skip Schumacher wanted to do. Read into whatever you want with the Corey Seager, Marcus Semien thing. But people agree that so far this spring, it has felt different in the clubhouse, kind of like it's not flat. There's a better vibe than there was last year. 24 spring was like, they're coming off the World Series. They're tired, but they're the champs. They're going to ride that for a while. Last year was kind of flat. This year it's not flat. And I would think Nimmo has a lot to do with that, and I think the manager has a lot to do with that.
Jeff, great stuff as always. We kept you longer than we wanted to. I mean, I could do this all day. I love it. Appreciate your time. Tell us a little bit about where we can find you and DLLS Sports.
Yeah, alldlls.com is the website. My Twitter is at Jeff Wilson TXR. I put out all my stories with the links. So if you follow me, you can get to those links. But if you want to read them, you got to become a diehard at DLS. Again, very affordable. And I'm heading back to Arizona next week, and I'm heading to Philadelphia. So the grind's about to start, Tom. The grind's about to start.
It's just 162, Jeff.
That's all we got. Hopefully it's 170 or 180.
Yeah,
rather.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, is this a playoff team? Longer. Is this a playoff team?
To be determined. If they hit, I think they can make the playoffs. That's awesome. But that's the key. If they hit, they can make it because the starting pitching's that good.
Good. Hey, appreciate your time. All
right, man. You got it. Have a good one.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff Wilson from DLLS Sports. Man, you want to talk about it. He's again, almost 20 years covering this organization. So good stuff. Kept him a little bit longer than we wanted to. So that was awesome stuff. All right. Hey, we are presented by our good friends at Toe King, and we're brought to you by Morrison's Gifts. Sally, Mark, and the entire crew over at Morrison's Gifts, 4312 West Waco Drive. Guys, if you need a gift, don't know what to buy, they can help you. Sally is right there. You're going to give her, she's going to ask you 2 or 3 little questions, and then she's going to guide you through the store. You're going to get what you need, and you're going to get on down the road and get on about your day, because we don't want to shop. None of us wants to shop. We want to buy and move on, and that's what you're going to be able to do with our good friends at Morrison's Gifts. They got a ton of stuff. I mean, whether it's Consuela, Jellycats, John Hart, all that stuff, it's available at Morrison's Gifts, and Sally can help you with that. 4312 West Waco Drive. It's Morrison Gifts, and we're right back with more in a moment. Since 1996, Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers at 18th and Herring has been serving Waco's best burger. There's nothing better than a delicious burger cooked just the way you like it, with garden fresh toppings on a buttered bun. Add tots, fries, curly fries, or onion rings for a perfect meal. So what are you waiting on? How about Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers today? Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers is open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers. And don't forget to ask about Double R's catering. Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over. Family owned and operated, Jasper's Barbecue is serving up Texas-style barbecue meats and sandwiches and all the fixins. Enjoy mouth-watering brisket, ribs, pulled pork, and don't forget the potato salad and barbecue beans. Located in Waco on Elm Street, right off of I-35, open Tuesday through Saturday 10 until 2 or until the food runs out. Stop by today and enjoy the best barbecue around. Voted one of the best barbecue joints by Texas Monthly. That's Jasper's Barbecue in Waco. You won't leave hungry.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycats mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
And we are back on this fun Friday. We are brought to you in part by Lake Waco Golf Club. Man, you can check them out at lakewacogc.com. Give them a call, get a tee time, 18-hole golf course. Hey, you know what? You're saying, man, I've only got a couple of hours. Well, then go play the par 3. They've got a beautiful par 3 golf course, challenging par 3 golf course. You're going to pull every club in your bag playing that par 3. So they got a great golf course there. We had lunch yesterday at the clubhouse, at the bar and grill rather. Unbelievable food. Unbelievable food. I had quesadillas. I mean, yeah, it was terrific. So good stuff there. Lake Waco Golf Club. And you can check them out at lakewacogc.com. All right, let's welcome into the program McLennan baseball coach James Leverton. Lev, good morning. Thanks for your time, buddy. Lev, can you hear us okay? Having some audio issues.
I'm not sure why.
Tell you what, let's do.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a break.
Let's take a quick break right here, and then we'll come back and we'll get Coach Leverton on with us. We can see him, but we just can't hear him. Welcome to live. We'll get the break. And we're right back with you.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farm, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Hi, I'm Mitch, the co-founder of Cake, a sexual health and wellness company designed for today and designed for you. Yes, you. The entire product line can be found at hellocake.com, and it's also available in every Walmart near you.
And you're back with us. Coach, can you hear us? We are having some audio issues with Coach James Leverton, and we'll effort that for you here in just a minute. We do want to talk a little bit about what's coming up this weekend. They are going to be playing Ranger. They got a doubleheader against Ranger. They took the first two from Ranger, and they got Ranger again this weekend, looking to get get the sweep, and you're right back in good shape after dropping 3 or 4 to Grayson. So that's what they'll be looking to get done here this weekend. Baylor softball's on the road. They're in Florida. They're taking on UCF in a 3-game set against UCF. That begins tonight. And Baylor baseball will open up Big 12 conference play. They've got West Virginia town. West Virginia won it a year ago. And when you think about Big 12 baseball, I was thinking about this last night. West Virginia just doesn't pop into your mind. It just doesn't. Arizona does, Oklahoma State's got rich history. Those type of programs, TCU, Texas Tech has had a heck of a run. You go back to the early 2000s with Baylor, but for whatever reason, West Virginia just doesn't come to my mind. But you know what? They have been really, really good over the last 3 or 4 years, and they can get it done. And so they will be in town. We got a first game at 6:30 tonight, then 2:00 tomorrow afternoon. And I think Sunday's game, because of travel, will be at 11 a.m. on Sunday morning. 11 a.m. on Sunday morning. So look forward to 3 games against West Virginia. Then the Bears will hit the road, and they'll head out to Stillwater to take on Oklahoma State in their first road trip. And, they got a new ballpark. Relatively new ballpark that I have not seen, because Oklahoma State has come into Waco the last time since I've been back doing Baylor baseball on radio. So I have not seen this ballpark, and they tell me it is spectacular. So we're going to head to Stillwater next weekend. In fact, we're going to do this show on the road from the hotel, we hope, a week from today. So look forward to that. Lark, where are we?
We're going to attempt Coach Leverton one more time here. See if we can get all 3 of us here.
There we go. James, can you hear us okay?
We can see him, and we're not getting
We're
word
just
out
not
of
getting Coach Leverton.
James, I apologize for this. We'll fix this sometime later on and get you back on.
Yeah,
again,
we're going to let you go, and we'll get you
just
back on the program.
Yeah.
So there's another. It's live, and we got gremlins, and we're learning these gremlins. Coach, go get Ranger, and we appreciate your time. We'll catch up with you. So that's it is what it is. And
it makes no sense when it works perfect for the first guest and doesn't work perfect for the second guest.
It is what it is. So
we'll figure out that little knotty problem and make sure it doesn't happen again if we can.
We'll move on. All right, you know what? Let's go ahead and get to the some of the sports news. There's a lot of high school baseball and softball going on in town, and I know that there's a tournament over at China Spring, and a good one, I might add.
Yes.
With what's going on there, I think because they can build these bigger tournaments because of spring break, and so teams can travel a little bit easier because of spring break. And I think you got Robstown here in town.
The Cotton Pickers are here?
I think so.
Wow.
So there you go. And they're in that China Spring tournament.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that here in just a moment. But first off, let's talk about Big 12 men's basketball last night, or all day yesterday. Iowa State took down Texas Tech 75-53. It was number 1 seed Arizona taking care of UCF 81-59. The 10th seed BYU gave Houston a pretty good game, but the number 2 Cougars prevailed 73-66. And then in the night game, TCU sure did try their best to beat Kansas, but they ran up just a little bit short, 78-75 the final. So that sets up the semifinals today on the hardwood floor, as we talked about earlier in the podcast. The number 1 seed Arizona taking on number 5 seed Iowa State. That's the 6 o'clock game. Then at 8:30 tonight, you have the 2 and 3 seeds going up against each other. That is Houston versus Kansas. Over in the SEC men's postseason tournament, the Texas A&M Aggies were knocked out by the 11th seed Oklahoma, 83-63. The Aggies in the regular season, or at the end of the tournament, they're 21-11. We'll just see if they make it into the field of 68, 64, whatever they're using it now. Quarterfinal set for the SEC tournament now. You've got the number 1 seed Florida taking on the 9 seed Kentucky in the quarterfinals today. You got 4 seed Vanderbilt going up against the 5th seed Tennessee. You also have the 2 seed Alabama going up against the 15 seed Ole Miss, which knocked Texas out of the tournament. And then you got the 3 seed Oklahoma. I'll try again. The 3 seed Arkansas taking on the 11 seed Oklahoma. The Region 5 Junior College Basketball Tournament going on out in Odessa. The McLennan men knocked off by Midland yesterday, 74-71. Kevin Gill's team has lost only 2 games all year by a grand total of 4 points. They are 29-2 without, not winning that tournament. Now they have to wait to see if they get one of the 8 at-large bids available when they do the selection show on Sunday.
And that is about holding your breath. I mean,
absolutely.
Sometimes when I see those at-large bids in the national tournament for junior college basketball, and I'm like, there's no rhyme or reason. There's no rhyme or reason on how they select some of those teams. And yeah, are they deserving? 100% they're deserving. As you mentioned, they're 29-2. Their first loss was on the road in November.
Yeah, by November.
1 point. And then they lose to a very good Midland team in the tournament yesterday by 3. So are they deserving? 100%. What does that mean? I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. And I wish we could tell you. I wish we could say the criteria is such that, they're in, but we'll see.
Yeah, they were kind of in the same situation last year and was left out. So let's hope that doesn't happen again this year. Also, the Temple Leopards playing in that Region 5 tournament. They took on South Plains, a 24-6 South Plains team after their 93-80 win over Temple. Temple finishes its season at 18-13. On the women's side, the semifinals are being played today. Starting at 1 o'clock, the MCC women going up against Grayson. The MCC Highlassies are 25-5 on the year. Grayson Lady Vikings are 26-3. These two teams met twice during the regular season. Grayson won both games. The first game 62-54. The second game 81-70. Let's hope third time is the charm for the Highlassies in that one. Let's move on to Big 12 softball. There's a couple of games going on today in Big 12 softball action. Baylor's taking on Central Florida. They're over in Florida for a 3-game series. Also starting conference play tonight is Texas Tech. They're at home against Arizona. Southeast Conference softball, number 3 Texas at home this weekend against Ole Miss. Number 16 A&M is going to number 17 LSU this week. And the 4th ranked team, the Oklahoma softball team, at home against Auburn for a 3-game series. Big 12 baseball, there was a game yesterday in Big 12 baseball at Brigham Young as the Cougars defeated Cincinnati 5-2 in the first game of their 3-game series. Starting 3-game series today, Baylor is at home against West Virginia. Tom will be on the call for that game along with Derek Smith. TCU is on the road at Arizona State. Texas Tech will entertain Kansas for a 3-game series, and the Houston Cougars are at home hosting Kansas State. SEC baseball this weekend. The number 2 Texas Longhorns are at home against Ole Miss. Number 22 A&M will travel to number 9 Oklahoma for a 3-game set. And the 5th-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks are at home against number 3 Mississippi State. World Baseball Classic gets the knockout round started.
What a dumb name.
I'm just telling you that's what they call it.
It's the second round.
Okay, it's the second round. The USA playing Canada tonight at 7 o'clock down in Houston. The other other knockout round game is the Dominican Republic going up against Korea. That's going on over in Florida at 5:30. Spring training baseball yesterday. The Rangers defeated the A's 7-6. The Astros lose to Washington 3-2. All right, move on to junior college softball. Temple and North Central completed their game that was scheduled for Wednesday, but rained out, moved to yesterday. Temple sweeps North Central 3-0 and 8-0. Meanwhile, today in junior college softball, the MCC Highlanders, not today, it'll be tomorrow. The MCC Highlanders are on the field against Ranger for a doubleheader. Temple will travel to North Central for a twin bill. And Hill is not playing in conference this week. They're taking on Western Texas in the doubleheader on Saturday. JUCO baseball, the Temple Leopards went to North Central yesterday and split a doubleheader, lost the first game 7-0, took the nightcap 6-4. The other series of that particular, the other two games of that series will be in Temple on Saturday. North Central visiting Temple, and the MCC Highlanders are going out to Ranger to complete that 4-game series. They took the first 2 games on Wednesday here at Bosque River Ballpark. Now the softball and baseball high school-wise going on around the Central Texas area. In yesterday's games, Shoemaker defeated Bryan 6-0, and McGregor topped Gainesville 8-5 in high school softball. High school softball today, you've got Temple at home against Killeen. University and Mart are tangling in Mart. Whitney at home against Belton. Gatesville is traveling to West. Lorena is taking on Glen Rose. Troy at home against Grandview. And Bosqueville is going to go over to Jonesboro and play a little softball. And then you got high school baseball results from yesterday. Ellison defeated Manor 7-5. China Spring playing in the tournament. They took down Glen Rose 4-3 in the first game they played. Then they played New Diana and won that one 10-1. Bosqueville shut out Lindsay yesterday 7-0, and it was Moody over Hubbard 13-2. Some of the games on tap today for local high school baseball includes Midway playing at Shoemaker. I'll be there for that game. Belton is at home against Temple. Robinson is hosting Glen Rose. Robinson's also taking on New Diana. That's in that China Spring tournament. Is that correct?
Yeah, they were in that China Spring tournament. They lost to Robstown yesterday 3-2. Heck of a ball game. Yeah. That was the late game. I think it was 6:30 or 7 o'clock game last night. So, yeah, Robinson losing to Robstown. So, but Chris Clemens got a good club this year.
Yeah. And then one other game on the schedule that I could find is Bosqueville taking on Alvord. And, Tom, that's pretty much what's going on around Central Texas sports-wise.
Well, we got a lot going on. It drives me nuts when people say there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. Oh, there's plenty to do. You just got to go find it. I mean, there's plenty of high school and junior college and college athletics. Just get out and go enjoy some games, particularly this weekend. The weather is going to be unbelievable.
Absolutely.
It's going to be beautiful. It is going to be, as we like to say, Chamber of Commerce type weather.
Absolutely.
So, there you go. All right. We're brought to you in part by Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers. Doesn't that sound good? 18th and Herring. They're open Monday through Friday, 10 to 4:30, Saturday, 10 until 2. Burgers, fries, tots, onion rings, Texas toothpicks, soft drinks, iced tea, shakes. They've got it all for you. And, of course, if you want catering with this time of year, graduation parties, weddings, anniversary party, any of that kind, they cater. And it's not just burgers. They'll cook anything. They'll create the menu with you. And they all you got to do is pick up the phone and call David or Perry there at Double R, and they'll take great care of you. Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers. They're in 18th and Herring, and we're back with more in just a moment. Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
I had a panic moment running my hands through my hair, and that's when I found Keeps. Keeps gave me the results that I was really looking for.
I definitely felt a lot more confident once I saw my hair coming back.
Keeps has given me the control of my hair back.
Get your first month free at Keeps.com.
Tervis is all about staying hydrated. Each product is built to last and comes in endless designs to match your personality. Stay refreshed and express yourself with Tervis. Visit Tervis.com today and find your perfect tumbler.
Welcome to Kitbag, the ultimate destination for football fans. Whether you're cheering for Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, or any other top club, for true football passion, think Kitbag. Visit kitbag.com today. That's KITBAG.com. Kitbag.
And you're back with us on a fun Friday as we roll through this Friday morning. You know, I was just thinking, we tried to have Coach Leverton on a couple of times.
Yeah, we have.
We're 0 for 2.
Yeah.
Not having a very good
not a great batting average there.
Nope, not at all. Hey, next week on the program, Parker from Channel 44 is going to be with us. Steve Sebesta, the Troy head baseball coach, is going to be on the program on Monday. Bryce Cherry and Greg Tepper on Tuesday. Kyle Yeomans Wednesday. We'll talk more golf. We're gonna learn a little bit about putting on Thursday's program. I'll give you a little heads up on that. So Lake Waco golf and Jones Mitchell will talk some putting. We went out and did a little video work with him yesterday and look forward to that. And then we're going to talk some fishing on Friday. Yep, we're going to talk to Alton Jones on Friday and get caught up on what's going on with him. Man, he's had a stellar career, hasn't he?
Absolutely.
Unbelievable career. So that'll be coming up on Friday's program. And who knows what else we're going to get into here next week as we go into week 3 of this program. Thanks for your patience, by the way. We're putting this thing together the best we can, and we're working through a lot of this. I mean, it is what it is, and we'll get all the kinks worked out, and we're going to have some fun with this thing as we go through over the next few weeks. So thanks to everyone who's been a part of the program. And again, we are presented by Toe King. Thanks to the Hoffman family for sponsoring this program. And thanks to all of our sponsors, Lake Waco Golf Club, Morrison's Gifts, Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers, Waco Body Man, Jasper's Barbecue, Benchmark Construction, and of course, JK Roofing. So lots of thanks, lots of love to those folks for believing and being a part of the show. We'll be back with you on Monday. Enjoy your weekend and have yourself a great weekend. For Lark, I'm Tom. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.